Уважаемые дамы и господа, уважаемый господин премьер-министр, у нас только что закончились переговоры.
Ladies and gentlemen, Prime Minister, we have just concluded our negotiations.
Подробно обсудили весь комплекс двухстороннего взаимодействия.
We've discussed in detail all the scope of bilateral cooperation.
Определили дальнейшие шаги по укреплению особо привилегированного стратегического партнерства России и Индии.
And we have set the further steps on enhancing the specially privileged strategic partnership of Russia and India.
Наши страны и народы традиционно связывают крепкие узы дружбы, взаимного уважения и симпатии.
Our countries and peoples are traditionally linked by the friendship, mutual respect and sympathy.
На этом прочном фундаменте мы выстраиваем плодотворный межгосударственный диалог.
On this firm foundation, we are building fruitful interstate dialogue.
Реализуем масштабные проекты в экономике, научно-технической и гуманитарной сферах.
And we implement large-scale projects in economy, scientifico-technical and humanitarian sphere.
В ходе переговоров приоритетное внимание было уделено экономическому сотрудничеству.
During the talks, the priority was given to economic cooperation.
Несмотря на сложный фон мировой экономики, в прошлом году наш товарооборот вырос на 24%.
Despite the difficult situation in the global economy, last year our mutual turnover has grown by 24%.
Отрадно, что в структуре экспортно-импортных обменов доминируют товары высокой степени переработки. 50% российского экспорта в Индию составляет машинотехническая продукция.
It is good to see that in the structure of Russian-Indian export and import, the high manufactured goods dominate. 50% of Russian exports to India is machinery and equipment.
Объем накопленных инвестиций растет, и российских, и индийских в российскую экономику.
The volume of accumulated investments between Russia and India is growing.
Солидная часть совместных капиталов вкладывается в проекты в сфере гражданского авиастроения, автомобилестроения, нефтехимии, телекоммуникации, фармацевтики, производства удобрений.
Huge part of the joint investment is being allocated to civil aviation, petrochemistry, fertilizer production and other.
В этой связи отмечу наш общий большой успех. В июле был запущен первый энергоблок атомной электростанции Кудан-Кулам. Ведется его подключение к энергосистеме Индии. Я думаю, что это состоится буквально в ближайшие часы.
To mark our success, the first energy unit of the Kudan-Kulam power station was put into startup in July 2013, and I believe that its connection to the power grid of India will happen in the next few hours.
На подходе второй энергоблок. В планах возведения последующих блоков, возможно, еще 4 блоков.
The second energy unit is also being finalized, and we have the plans to construct the third and the fourth energy units as well.
Крупнейшие российские компании представлены, очень хорошо представлены на индийском рынке.
The largest Russian companies are well represented in the Indian market.
Сегодня там работает и «Газпром», и «Силовые машины», «Стройтрансгаз», «Сибур», «КамАЗ», и «Система», АФК-система и другие наши компании.
Currently, a lot of companies are working there. Gazprom, Sibur, Transgaz, Silovые машины, and Sibur, and Sistema.
В свою очередь, десятки индийских компаний работают в Российской Федерации.
Dozens of Indian companies are working in the Russian Federation.
Мы обсудили актуальные задачи военно-технического сотрудничества.
We have discussed the topical issues of military and technical cooperation.
Индия является нашим ведущим партнером в сфере ВТС.
India is our leading partner in the military technical cooperation.
Совместные проекты в этой области подтверждают высокий уровень нашей технологической промышленной кооперации.
Joint projects in this area testify to high level of our military and technological cooperation.
Среди наиболее значимых модернизация тяжелого авианесущего крейсера, который готов к передаче индийской стороне.
Among the topical projects is the modernization of the heavy air cruiser, which is now ready to being transitioned to the Indian side.
Нынешний этап развития ВТС характеризуется повышенным удельным весом совместных научно-исследовательских и опытно-конструкторских работ.
The current stage of our cooperation is characterized by the high level of the joint research and development and engineering and design works.
Российские и индийские специалисты участвуют в создании истребителя пятого поколения.
Russian and Indian experts are participating in developing the fifth generation fighter.
Многоцелевого транспортного самолета, ракетной техники.
The multi-purpose transport aircraft and the missile techniques.
Большое внимание Россия и Индия всегда уделяют общей угрозе, терроризму и борьбе с ней.
Russia and India give great attention and importance to the threat of terrorism and to combating it.
Мы будем делать все и на национальном, и на международном уровне, объединяя усилия в борьбе с терроризмом.
We will do everything on the national and the international levels to join our efforts in combating terrorism.
Будем делать все для противодействия терроризму и наказания преступников.
We'll do everything to counter terrorism and to punish the criminals.
В гражданских сферах сотрудничества также расширяем научно-технические и образовательные контакты.
In our civil cooperation, we are expanding our scientific, technical and educational contacts.
Рассчитываем, что дальнейшему углублению такого взаимодействия будет способствовать одобренная сегодня программа сотрудничества в сфере науки и технологий.
And we believe that the signed program of cooperation in education and technology will enhance this cooperation.
Мы не ослабляем нашего внимания и к гуманитарной сфере.
Humanitarian sphere is not behind our attention as well.
Сейчас в России проходит фестиваль индийской культуры.
Currently in Russia, a festival of Indian culture is taking place.
Договорились проводить такие форумы регулярно.
And we agreed to hold such fora on a regular basis.
Конечно, затронули и актуальные вопросы мировой повестки.
Of course, we touched upon the topical issues of international agenda as well.
Мы плодотворно сотрудничаем во всех международных форумах,
We have fruitful cooperation on all the international platforms,
включая ООН, Группу 20, БРИКС и ШОС.
including the UN, the G20, the BRICS and the SCO.
Важное место на переговорах было отведено обстановке на Ближнем Востоке, в Северной Африке и прежде всего в Сирии.
The important part of the talks has been dedicated to the situation in the Middle East and in the north of Africa, first of all in Syria.
Мы обменялись информацией и нашим видением развития ситуации в Афганистане.
We also exchanged the information on our ideas on the development of situation in Afghanistan.
Хочу отметить, что по всем этим позициям наши оценки полностью совпадают или очень близки.
I'd like to state that on all these topics our evaluations are either coinciding or are very close.
Российская сторона удовлетворена состоявшимися переговорами, они были успешными и, уверен, будут способствовать дальнейшему развитию многопланового российско-индийского сотрудничества.
The Russian side is satisfied with the talks. They were very fruitful and I believe that will contribute to further development of cooperation of Russia and India.
В этой связи хотел бы выразить признательность премьер-министру Индии господину Синху, всем нашим индийским друзьям и коллегам.
In this regard, I'd like to express my gratitude to the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Singh, and all our Indian friends and colleagues.
У нас большие планы взаимодействия, уверен, они будут реализованы.
We have ambitious plans for our interaction, and I believe they will be implemented.
Спасибо.
Thank you.
Your Excellency, President Vladimir Putin, distinguished representatives of the media. I am very pleased to be back here in this historic and vibrant city of Moscow for the 14th bilateral annual summit. At the outset, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to President Putin for his contribution in giving a new sense of direction and content to India-Russia relations, as also for starting this very useful practice of annual summits between our two countries. The depth, diversity, and dynamism of our cooperation testifies to the fact that ours is truly a special and privileged strategic partnership. We also have a high degree of convergence on global development, and we collaborate constructively in international forums. Our discussions today were characterized by the warmth, goodwill, and trust that permeate all aspects of our partnership. President Putin and I agreed that our strategic partnership remains a matter of the highest priority for our two nations, based on our shared belief in the enduring value of this relationship, both for our mutual benefit and as a factor for global peace and stability. We expressed satisfaction with the progress in our bilateral cooperation, including in defense, energy, high technology trade, investment, space, science, education, culture, and tourism. We noted that despite the fragile global economic environment, our bilateral trade grew by nearly 25% last year to reach $11 billion. We resolved to promote investments and facilitate closer cooperation in a number of areas with great potential, such as oil and gas, energy, information technology, telecommunication, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, fertilizers, and mining. I also sought President Putin's support for the launch of negotiations on a free trade agreement with the Customs Union of Russia, Kazakhstan, and Belarus. The Kudankulam nuclear power project is a very important symbol of our strategic partnership. We look forward to commercial power production from Unit 1 very shortly, and the completion of work on Unit 2 next year. I conveyed to President Putin our commitment to fully implement the roadmap on civil nuclear cooperation that was signed during his visit to India in 2010. We have directed our officials to resolve all outstanding issues at the earliest. Our defense cooperation continues to be strong, and we expect that Russia will remain a key defense partner for India as we move into a stage of joint design, development, and production of key defense platforms. We exchanged views on several major regional and global issues. India welcomes the joint Russia-US framework for the elimination of Syria's chemical weapons, and I thanked President Putin for his personal efforts towards securing a peaceful political settlement to the Syrian conflict. India has a direct interest in peace and stability in the entire West Asian region. We also agreed on the need for a diplomatic solution to the Iranian nuclear issue, and we expressed hope for progress in the ongoing discussions with Iran. India and Russia share similar perspectives on developments in our extended neighborhood. Terrorism, extremism, and drug trafficking emanating from this area endanger security and stability in our region and beyond. We have agreed to intensify our coordination and cooperation for promoting security and cooperation in the region. We also emphasized our shared interest in a peaceful and stable transition in Afghanistan next year. I congratulated President Putin on the successful conduct of the St. Petersburg Group of 20 summit. Our two countries will continue to work closely together at various multilateral forums, including the BRICS, the Group of 20, the East Asia Summit, and the United Nations. Our people-to-people contacts remain strong. Between September and December 2013, 10 Russian cities will host a festival of Indian culture. I believe that such activities will further cement the strong ties between our two people. Ladies and gentlemen, the extraordinary history of our relationship and the warmth and goodwill between our peoples gives me great confidence that we will successfully exploit our growing convergence of interest and expanding opportunities for cooperation and take our strategic partnership to even greater heights. I thank President Putin for a very successful summit, and thank you.